The German Chancellor said that the fight against Hamas terrorism does not justify the suffering of civilians in Gaza. He no longer understands what Israel is trying to achieve. To get a sense of what these statements mean, we are being joined by DW's Thomas Sparrow from Berlin. Thomas, how important is this statement by Germany's new Chancellor, given Germany and Israel's close ties?
This statement by Germany's new Chancellor Friedrich Merz is very significant because it's being described as a departure from Germany's otherwise very cautious approach to Israel. Now, this cautious approach has historical reasons, Germany's historical responsibility after Nazi crimes specifically against Jews. And in fact, here in Germany, it is seen as a matter of state, not necessarily of government, but of state, to guarantee the security of Israel. That is something that, for example, former German Chancellor Angela Merkel described in Israel in 2008 as a reason of state. And this is basically what has let's say, meant that Germany in the last few years has been very cautious in its approach of Israel, while at the same time strengthening its ties with the government there. So if you specifically look at what Friedrich Merz has said now, at what other German politicians have said in recent days, this is seen as a departure from that cautious approach, while at the same time German leaders are stressing that they will obviously do everything they can to still make sure that that reason of state, that interest in securing Israel's security, still continues because of Germany's historical responsibility.
Also, is the German Chancellor alone in his criticism, or have other EU countries also expressed their concerns?
Other European countries, so within the European Union, but also broadly within the European continent, have indeed expressed their concerns and their criticisms, but there seems to be a difference in the way those different countries express their views, whereas countries like Spain, for example, have been very critical of what Israel is conducting in Gaza. Other countries have been a little bit more cautious in their approach. We just heard the approach from Germany also in recent months. European unity is certainly important when it comes to any kind of reaction beyond simply these reactions, beyond simply these political statements. If the European Union is going to implement any measures to put political pressure on the Israeli government, then it is certainly the case that some kind of European unity will be needed in this regard. It is not unusual for European countries to differ when it comes to very important political situations around the world. But in this particular case, it's obviously important that the European Union, if it's going to react, it does so in one voice by bringing together all those different approaches that come from different European countries.
Right. And lastly, what concrete measures could be implemented in Europe to put pressure on Israel beyond these words?
Specifically, one of the issues that is being discussed here in Germany is to stop military spending, or at least military deliveries to Israel. That's something that some politicians, especially from the Social Democrats here, have asked for. But members of the Conservative bloc are a bit skeptical because they still guarantee that those deliveries are important for Israel, even beyond what is happening now in Gaza. At a wider European level, there's also a discussion about potential sanctions. But again, there is no European unity on this aspect. And a third element is reviewing the trade relationship between the European Union and Israel. You can see there are a wide variety of issues, from trade to politics to the military aspect as well. But this is something that is ultimately going to require both unity at a national level here in Germany if something is going to be implemented, and then at a broader European level as well.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for all those updates from Berlin.